You don't know what could go wrong because it's an auction and they probably won't tell you information. But even still, with having a pretty sizable renovation budget, when you don't even know the condition, $20,000 still gets you that 12% cash return. And hey folks, this is Greg Cullen with Leverage Hustle here with another mentorship series with Dennis and Val. Dennis, Val, how you both doing today?
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Excited
Greg.
for today.
Yeah, good to see you.
Me too. I'm excited to see you too. Dennis, I would be remiss if I didn't mention your new social media channel. Do you want to talk a little bit about it?
Sure. I appreciate that. So just launched a channel called DeFi Denny on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all those platforms.
YouTube, give them a follow.
Give me a follow.
Yep.
Basically what I'm doing is I'm simplifying the complex world of crypto so that anybody can understand. You don't have to feel like it's so complicated you'll never understand it, and just breaks it down real simple and get you involved.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to seeing some content for a smooth brain person like me. So if I can understand it, hopefully anyone else can. And for anybody who's just catching into some of the series itself, this is our coaching series. So I'm working with a lot of new investors like Dennis, Val, a few other folks, making sure that we can take them to the next stage. So with that being said, Dennis, Val, super excited to chat with you today. I know we're going to be doing some things as relating to deal analysis. You had some questions on loan approvals. Where do you want to start today?
I think deal analysis would probably be a good place.
Perfect.
Yeah,
okay.
let's do it.
I saw the 2 properties you sent over. Do you want to jump into that now?
Let's do that.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right. So the first property I have pulled up here is 1315 Southwest 30th Street in Fort Lauderdale. Walk me through your deal analysis on this. How did it look? What did you shape your numbers at? Because I know we're looking at an auction now. What did you base your numbers off of?
Yeah, so just based on the mortgage calculator that you showed us, I kind of typed in all the historical numbers that it had showed, whether it was property taxes, or I don't think this one had any HOA fees. But I was pretty conservative, I feel like, with the numbers, and I didn't use the $119,000 price because it's an auction.
Yep.
People are obviously going to be bidding. But I think from a cash on cash return perspective, looking to make somewhere, minimum 10 to 12%.
Okay.
I think even at $250K, the numbers still made sense at a 7.5% interest rate. And so when I saw that, I was like, all right, well, then maybe it is worth bidding on and seeing if I can get it cheaper than $250K, because if that's the case, then it's a go.
Sure. Let me just double check some of the numbers you have here.
Yeah.
7.5%. Let's see, property tax, we're going to assume this is in Fort Lauderdale. So let's just call it 1.2%. Is that right? Let me just double check this. What it's been going for historically. All right, property taxes were previously $4,800, and that's obviously going to jump. So my numbers are a bit wrong. So let me go to maybe 1.6. No. What's the property tax?
I just put it in 9,000.
9,000?
I put in 5,000 just to be, a little bit more conservative and say it's going to go up.
Okay, let's do that. Home insurance, how close is this to the water in Fort Lauderdale?
I thought it was it was right by the airport, so pretty west. Okay. So not close to the ocean.
Yeah.
Let me just double check, because I'm just thinking about flood insurance potentially.
Yeah, that's something I didn't factor in, was flood insurance, but taking a look at the home insurance, it showed it was $500 a year for the past year.
I don't know how they did that. I would not use that as a good benchmark. I mean, let's just call it an even 2,000. I mean, it's a cheaper place. You might have to play flood insurance. But let's just call it 2,000. So,
and I guess that's also the rule of thumb for like how close do you have to be to the water for, what do you normally do?
Yeah, it really varies. I mean, on some of the properties that I've looked at previously, if you're, call it 10, 15 minutes from the ocean itself, you're going to need flood insurance. It just kind of depends on the localities and the zoning, as it requires different spots for different municipalities. All right, so we're looking at $250,000. We have a down payment of about $20,000 as it sits. Call it about $2,000 for your ghost, PITI as it sits. Not taking consideration Capex, not taking consideration vacancy or any renovations needed. For a place like this, and you sent me this recently, for the HUD Section 8.
So, Greg, this one was actually for the next property.
Oh, yes. Oh. That's correct.
But I did text you a picture for the rental valuation.
Yes. All right. So on the picture itself, why don't you talk me through it? Because I can't share the photo on this the screen here.
Yeah. No problem at all. So I think I got it pulled up.
It's actually, sorry, I have it on this screen.
Oh, okay. So on this one, we typed in this property, and so it's the Bigger Pockets rent estimator. And so it captures all the comps close to it, and then it gives you an average on, low confidence to high confidence. So this one said that the median rent was $2,760 a month, and the confidence was high. And it showed a ton of properties in the same neighborhood, on the same street, same square footage, and bedrooms and bathrooms.
Okay.
So yeah, I got $2,760 was the median rent.
Okay. And just confirm, we're not doing Section 8 on this at all. This would just be long-term tenants, correct?
Right. I just found it through my Section 8 research, but this one it didn't really fit the mold.
Okay. And we don't have any photos of the inside. So did you estimate anything for capital improvements, anything like that?
I did not. And that's why we've got the brains over here.
Yeah, that's generally when you're running your numbers, you're going to leave out potential certain things. Like you want to build in your vacancy costs, you want to build in your capital improvements, just Capex in general. But if you were to do this, if it was completely turnkey, which I can almost guarantee you it's not, say it's going to be closer to 15% cash and cash return, give or take, including closing costs. Now, for a place that is an auction house, it might mean, and this is a really tough photo to consider, but it's probably not in good shape. If it's auctioned already, there's probably deferred payments, deferred maintenance. They probably let the place go to shit, to be honest. Yeah, this one was built, where was it? 1952. So you're going to have some other things that you want to be considering for 1952. So you're going to want to be considering, since it's built pre-1978, you want to figure out if it has lead-based paint on the inside, if it has popcorn ceilings that might have lead-based paint. You want to also see if you have siding on this house that has lead-based anything in there. That's important for you to figure out in your disclosures. Now, since it's auction, you're not going to be able to find that information. Also, you want to figure out what type of piping a house like this is going to have. Typically, any house prior to like the 80s may have cast iron plumbing, which can break down in time. So it's something to be very considerate about, because a plumbing job can be extremely expensive. Changing something from, say, cast iron to PVC on a house like this, it could be an extra $10,000, could be $15,000. I have no idea how much the plumbing cost could be, but it's something to consider. That's not to say you should be scared about this, but it's just something to think about. So just theoretically, say you end up getting this house for $250. Let's just do a worst case scenario of some shit. So you're going through, you need to buy brand new appliances. So let's just say kitchen appliances, say it's about $2,000. Let's actually say $2,500. $2,500. That's for the appliances. Now,
did you say that's like stainless steel appliances?
Yeah, just probably stainless steel appliances. That's fine. An AC unit for a house like this, probably going to go for about $5,000. Maybe a little bit more, but just call it $5,000. Water heater might be $2,000. A paint job on the inside of this, probably pretty cheap. Paint materials, maybe call it $2,000. And then we also want to think about flooring too, just in case. So flooring, if you're getting LifeProof flooring, it's about, I think it's like $390 a square foot. And then you have to do maybe $2 of installing. So call it $5 a square foot across 1,100 square feet. My maths can be wrong, but let's just estimate that's like another $5,000.
Sure.
All right, we're at 1,650. Shit's always going to go wrong. You always want to pad your budget a little bit. So let's just round this up to 20,000. Sound good?
Okay. Yep.
All right. So we're at 20,000. 20,000 for potential renovations if shit goes wrong. We're also going to take into consideration your down payment. We're also going to be taking into consideration your closing costs. So closing costs on this, let's see, 1%. Let's just say closing costs on this is maybe another $5,000. So you're looking at roughly $75,000 all in if you're doing traditional financing. So let's do those numbers again. So we're doing 2,760 for your monthly rent. Divide by 1982. That's 778 times 12. You have 9,336 for your annualized cash flow. Divide this by 75,000 total cash in. You're still at a 12% cash on cash return. That is with a moderate amount of conservativeness built into this. Now, you could be a little bit more conservative if you wanted to and build in, an extra 5 or 10K just in case shit hits the fan. Like, could be for new cast iron pipes or some shit. Like, you don't know what could go wrong because it's an auction and they probably won't tell you information. But even still, with having a pretty sizable renovation budget when you don't even know the condition, 20,000 still gets you that 12% cash return. Do you guys have any other questions on this property or the appraisal process, how that works?
I feel pretty good on this one.
Me too. Yep.
Good stuff. Well, we will see you guys next time. If anyone watching this, I hope you found this to be beneficial. Auctions can be a super beneficial way to get into real estate, and the appraisal process is something tricky. So if you found this helpful, please like and follow for more, and follow for episode number 2 after this.